Archangel Michael says, "Your moment of divine urgency has arrived, and it carries the weight of heaven behind it." This is not just a gentle whisper, it is a sacred and serious red alert wrapped in God's mercy and love, sent straight from the arms of your guardian angel who is fighting every moment to keep your soul safe and your destiny intact. You may feel unsure, tired, distracted, or burdened, but you cannot afford to scroll past this holy message. You have been guided here at the perfect time because what is about to unfold in your life is far bigger than your understanding. And if you miss this moment, you may carry regret that will weigh heavy on your heart. Type 2323 if you trust in God. I come to you not to scare you, but to protect you. This message is a lifeline of God's grace, prepared gently but urgently for the very hour your soul needed rescue. There has been a battle in the spirit. You may not see it, but your angel has been standing between you and a storm that was meant to break you. You were walking close to the edge of something that would have stolen your peace, your promise, and your joy. But even before it reached you, heaven moved to stop it. That is why this message found you now. Because you are not forgotten, and you are not alone. You are still chosen. The love of Jesus is not just a gentle hand on your shoulder. It is a shield that defends you when you cannot defend yourself. It is a light that pushes through even when darkness tries to swallow you whole. And right now, that love is working through this very moment, through these very words, calling your heart to pause and receive what has already been prepared for you. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if you thank God for every new day. Heaven does not waste time. When your angel says not to skip this message, it is because something serious is happening behind the scenes, something you prayed about and something you cried over in silence. Your tears were never ignored. They soaked the soil where your miracle is now growing. But before you can receive the blessing, you must listen to the warning. God is sending you this message like a trumpet in the middle of the night because there is something coming that requires your attention, your surrender, and your readiness. Right now, even as you read, the atmosphere around your life is shifting. Doors that were locked tightly for years are beginning to creak open. Things that felt stuck and frozen are starting to move. But it's not just about breakthrough. It's about obedience. God wants to bring you into a season of restoration, but He needs you to let go of what He never gave you. That includes the silent burdens you've been carrying, the relationships that drained your spirit, and the disappointments that built walls around your heart. What if the fastest path to wealth was already inside your mind, waiting to be activated by a powerful sound wave? Scientists call it the money-attracting frequency, and once awakened, it begins drawing opportunities, success, and financial freedom like never before. Imagine the relief of no more bills and the joy of living your dreams. This is more than an offer, it is a divine turning point. Your destiny is waiting, but only if you choose to move now. Click the link in the video description and comments below to turn on this ancient brain wave today. You have survived so much already. Every sleepless night, every moment of heartbreak, every silent scream that no one else heard, God was there through all of it. Jesus walked beside you in every room where you felt invisible. And now, heaven has declared it is time for things to change in your favor. This red alert is not a warning of loss. It is a divine awakening to stop you from losing what is still meant for you. Type 1010 to affirm that God's timing is perfect. Do not let the pain of the past blind you to what's coming. The enemy would love for you to ignore this, to scroll past, to silence your spirit, to stay numb. But the Spirit of God is pleading with you now, stay open. This is not a moment to run. This is a moment to return. Return to your faith. Return to the place where God first whispered your name. Return to the dreams you gave up on because life became too loud. Those dreams are still alive. And the God who gave them to you is still waiting to complete what He started. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to have it all figured out. You do not need to carry guilt or shame for the time you wasted. All that matters is that your heart is open now. Heaven does not count your failures. Heaven counts your willingness to say, I am ready. And if today is that day for you, even in your brokenness, then know this, everything can change starting now. There is a shift coming to your life that you won't be able to explain. People will ask you how you made it, how you healed, how you came through when it looked like you wouldn't. And you will simply smile because the truth is, it was never you. It was the grace of Jesus Christ carrying you the entire way. He is still carrying you now. Even in your silence, He's speaking for you. Even in your weakness, He is standing strong in you. Please, do not ignore this message. This is the moment that heaven has aligned just for you. You may not understand everything now, but trust that your angel is fighting to protect the light inside of you. And even if your faith feels small, it is enough. God will meet you in your small faith and multiply it into mountains of hope. This is the beginning of something sacred. Do not close your heart. Do not walk away. Stay with this message. Listen with your soul. God is still writing your story. And what's coming next is far greater than what has been lost. Stay with me until the end, because God has placed a hidden treasure for your heart in this message. And even though you kept going, even though you smiled and tried to carry on, heaven knew the weight was too much. That is why your angel stood between you and that final breaking point. You were not forgotten. You were protected, even when you didn't realize the danger you were in. There is something sacred about the way God moves. He doesn't always stop the storm, but He will always stand with you in the middle of it. And in your darkest moments, when you thought you had been abandoned, it was Jesus holding your heart, making sure you wouldn't fall apart. The tears you cried in the quiet places were never wasted. They watered the very ground that your future is about to grow from. Every ache you carried in silence is now being turned into strength. This is the hour when your pain begins to serve your purpose. Heaven has issued this red alert because the time has come for you to rise. Not just to exist, not just to survive, but to truly live again. Your soul has been aching for breath, for light, for the presence of God to wrap around you and make everything feel safe again. That cry has reached the throne. That cry is why this message is in front of you now. There are no accidents when it comes to the hand of God. There are only divine appointments. And this one is yours. Type 1111 if you believe heaven is listening. Right now, your angel is surrounding you with peace that surpasses the noise. There has been too much chaos, too much distraction, too much heaviness around you lately. The enemy has tried to confuse your thoughts, to stir your emotions into anxiety, to make you question your worth and your future. But God has stepped in. Heaven has interrupted the spiral. This is not the end of your story. This is the holy beginning of something new, something sacred, something designed only for you. There are people who left you, who misunderstood you, who judged your heart without ever hearing your cries. And even though you forgave them, a part of you still aches with the sting of being overlooked. But God wants you to know, what others could not see in you, He always saw clearly. Your value was never in their approval. Your worth was never in their applause. You were chosen long before anyone ever had an opinion about you. Heaven doesn't need permission to bless you. And this is the season where God is going to prove that your name is still written in divine favor. Even when your voice felt small, your spirit remained strong. Even when your steps were shaky, your heart kept moving. That persistence, that quiet fight to not give up, has moved heaven. God is not blind to your struggle. He is not deaf to your prayers. And your angel has been placing divine protections all around you. Some dangers were removed without your knowledge. Some betrayals were blocked before they could reach your heart. That is why this alert is so urgent, because what you cannot see is already being handled by the hand of God. Now is not the time to doubt. Now is not the time to retreat. Now is the time to trust that even in your confusion, heaven has a plan that will restore what you lost and give you more than you ever imagined. Your angel is not allowing you to skip this message because there is too much at stake. Your breakthrough is tied to your obedience. Your future is tied to your willingness to pause and let this truth settle deep into your soul. You have come too far to turn back now. The path behind you may be filled with struggle, but the road ahead is drenched in grace. Do not measure your future by the pain of your past. God is not repeating old seasons. He is preparing new blessings. You are not returning to what broke you. You are stepping into what will build you. And this message is the line in the sand where everything begins to shift. Take a breath. Feel the presence of Jesus around you. He has not forgotten how much you've carried. He has not ignored the silent prayers you whispered when you thought no one could hear. He has not looked away from your tears. He has stored every one of them, and they are turning into blessings that are coming back to you multiplied. You have not lost too much. You are not too late. You are still exactly where God can reach you. And that is all that matters. Type "I love God" to claim abundance through God's love. Let this message wrap around your heart. Let it remind you that you are still held, still loved, still part of something beautiful and holy. Heaven is on your side. Your angel is fighting for you. And God's plan is not delayed. It is right on time. It is not just another passing hour. This is a divine interruption meant to shake you gently awake from the heaviness that tried to settle over your spirit. Your angel is fighting for you because something beautiful, something holy, something life-altering is now within reach, and heaven is not going to let you miss it. What if 7 minutes could rewrite your financial future forever? This hidden frequency, backed by neuroscience, flips the brain's natural wealth switch, unleashing unstoppable prosperity. People are calling it the money magnet sound, and it's already transforming lives. But hesitation means missing out while others move ahead. This is your moment to act. Click the link in the video description and comments below to awaken the wealth inside you today before the chance slips away. There are times when you have wondered why the weight feels heavier at night, why the silence echoes louder than your own thoughts, and why you sometimes feel the presence of sorrow without even knowing where it came from. But I want you to know, God has been sitting with you in that silence. He has been holding the parts of you that you didn't have the strength to carry alone. And now, He is lifting you from that shadow into the light He prepared for you even before you knew how much you'd need it. This red alert is not a punishment. It is a sacred call from heaven to pause, to listen, to realign your heart with the truth of who you are and who God has always been. You are not called to fear. You are not called to suffer in silence. You are called to rise in faith and to receive a love so deep that no human words could fully describe it. That is the love of Jesus, reaching for you right now through this very message, through this moment that feels too precise to be a coincidence, because it isn't. God has seen what they did behind your back. He knows the words that were spoken to break you. He knows the silent wars you fought to protect your peace, to protect your heart, and to keep moving when everything inside of you wanted to stop. He knows the fake smiles you wore in rooms that drained you. And most of all, He knows that even in all of that, you never gave up on Him. You never let go of the small thread of hope that maybe, just maybe, a shift would come. That shift is here now. What felt delayed is now being accelerated. What felt lost is being found. What felt buried is being resurrected. You are not being left behind. You are being called forward. But to walk into what's next, you must let go of what never belonged. The betrayal, the abandonment, the words that broke your confidence, none of that can follow you into this next chapter. This is the holy separation where God begins to strip away everything that poisoned your peace and replace it with divine wholeness. You've cried over people who didn't know how to love you. You've held on to memories that only caused you pain. You've tried to carry others when your own soul was exhausted. And now, God is saying, "Rest, child. Let me carry you now." There is healing coming to the deep places of your soul. You don't have to explain your hurt to anyone. You don't have to justify your pain. God already knows. And He has already begun the work of restoration, even if you cannot see it yet. Type 999 if you trust Jesus with all your heart. Your angel is standing over you now, covering you in peace, guarding you from the voices of fear, and declaring over your life that the worst is over. You are no longer walking into dark seasons. You are walking into answered prayers. Even the ones you forgot you prayed are being remembered by heaven. You have a seat at a table God is preparing, and those who doubted your journey will soon witness your breakthrough. Do not look back anymore. Do not let regret chain you to what you cannot change. God is not asking for perfection. He is asking for permission to move freely in your life, to heal the broken places, to restore the shattered trust, and to pour out blessings so unexpected that they bring you to your knees in gratitude. This is not a dream. This is the mercy of God chasing you down because He still believes in your purpose. He still believes in your calling. And He is not finished with you. Let this message find the corners of your soul where doubt still hides. Let it sweep through your spirit like a gentle wind carrying the scent of fresh rain after a long drought. This is the moment your soul has been waiting for, even if your mind has not yet caught up to the truth of it. Something real is happening. Something eternal. Something heaven-sent. And it has your name written all over it. You do not have to fight this alone anymore. You do not have to carry this pain any further. Jesus is standing at the door of your heart right now, not with condemnation, but with compassion. He knows your story. And He has already rewritten the ending. The best is still ahead of you. But that silence is now breaking, and this message has been sent as a rescue rope straight from the heart of God. Your angel has been instructed not to let you skip this moment, because your destiny hinges on what you do with this truth. There are divine instructions hidden in these words, a direction your soul has longed for, and a breakthrough that has waited patiently for your heart to finally receive it. What if 7 minutes of sound could end years of financial struggle and replace it with freedom, prosperity, and peace? This ancient frequency, once locked away in secret government research, is now changing lives everywhere. Imagine bills erased, doors opening, and sudden windfalls flowing into your hands. But every delay is wealth lost forever. Click the link in the video description and comments below to switch on your money wave, and claim abundance today. You have walked through seasons where everything around you felt like it was falling apart while you were expected to keep holding it all together. You have had to smile when you were breaking. You've had to be strong for others while no one noticed you were struggling just to breathe. But heaven has not been blind to any of it. Jesus stood with you in every moment, whether you noticed or not. Every breakdown, every prayer whispered through tears, every morning you dragged yourself out of bed when your soul still felt heavy, He saw it all, and He wept with you. But He also held your future in His hands, waiting for the right moment to release it. And that moment is now. This red alert is a divine line in the sand. It's a holy interruption that says, enough. Enough of living beneath your calling. Enough of carrying what was never yours to carry. Enough of surviving when you were created to live in fullness. Your time of barely holding on is ending. You are about to walk into a season that will make sense of all the pain, all the confusion, and all the unanswered questions. God is not wasting a single moment of your journey. He is redeeming it, one thread at a time. Type 555 to receive blessings and miracles. There are people who misjudged you, who assumed things about your life without ever knowing the battles you were fighting in private. They didn't see the nights you cried yourself to sleep. They didn't hear the prayers you whispered in the dark. They saw your strength, but they never knew the cost. But heaven did. And now, God is bringing justice to your soul. Not the kind of justice that brings revenge, but the kind that brings restoration. You will be made whole. You will be made new. And you will no longer have to explain why you are still here, because the grace that carried you will speak louder than words. There is a newness stirring deep within your spirit. You may feel it already, like a quiet tremble under your skin, like something is shifting inside even though your surroundings haven't changed yet. That's the Spirit of God moving. He is working in places you cannot see, preparing opportunities you never thought you'd experience, and opening doors you assumed were closed for good. This message is your confirmation. What you are sensing is real. What you are hoping for is not foolish. What you are waiting for is already in motion. You must hold on to this truth: your angel is protecting more than your body. They are protecting your promise. Every time you felt like giving up, they stood in the way of your despair and whispered strength into your soul. Every time the enemy tried to fill your heart with fear, they stepped in and reminded you that you were not forgotten. And now, they have been sent again, not just to protect you, but to push you forward. You cannot remain in this place of emotional survival. You were made to flourish. And this message is heaven's way of pulling you out from the fog of fear into the clarity of divine calling. This is a turning point. It may not feel like a loud, dramatic explosion. It may feel like a soft, steady whisper pulling your heart closer to God. But do not underestimate the quiet ways God moves. His most powerful shifts begin in the stillness. And in that stillness, something inside of you is being revived. Hope is rising again. Strength is being restored. Your future is being reawakened. You don't need all the answers right now. You only need the faith to say, "Yes, Lord. I receive it." You are being positioned for favor. People will begin to treat you differently without understanding why. Circumstances will begin to shift, and opportunities will appear suddenly. It won't be random. It will be the divine result of this moment, of your decision to listen, to obey, and to trust again. God rewards faithfulness. He sees the seeds you planted in silence. And now, He is watering those seeds with blessings that will overflow into every area of your life. There are no coincidences in heaven. If this message found you, it is because God designed this very second to reach your soul before the enemy could convince you to give up. Let your guard down. Let this truth in. Let the Spirit of God cover you like a blanket, wrapping every part of you that feels tired and telling you gently, "You made it. You are safe now. You are loved now. And you are about to rise." The heaviness you felt, the confusion that clouded your thinking, the sudden waves of sadness that came out of nowhere, these were not coincidences. They were the enemy's desperate attempts to distract you, to discourage you, and to disconnect you from the presence of God. But they failed. Because even in the weariness, even in your lowest moments, you stayed soft. You kept your heart open, and that's why heaven is responding now with urgency. Type 666 if you trust in God's grace and mercy. Your angel has been on assignment, covering you while you slept, standing guard when your spirit was too tired to pray. There were attacks planned against you that never reached your doorstep because your angel intercepted them. You were closer to danger than you realized. But the mercy of God stepped in, not because you were perfect, but because you were chosen. This message is not just another kind word, it's a spiritual red alert, because there are blessings ready to be released, but they require your attention, your alignment, and your belief. Type Amen if you believe God is your strength, and share this powerful video with 7 faithful souls to receive blessings and miracles. Right now, heaven is not silent. Heaven is speaking loud and clear, and the message is this: enough has been taken from you. Enough has been lost. Enough time has been spent in waiting, in wondering, in grieving. This is the season of return. The season where what was stolen is returned, where what was broken is rebuilt, and where what felt dead begins to bloom again. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are being made ready for what is coming. There is a sacred invitation in front of you right now. God is asking you to lay down your fear, your disappointment, and your distrust, and to open your heart again to His voice. You have spent so much time trying to understand what went wrong that you've been missing what is going right. Even in the silence, God has been setting things in order. He has been untangling the knots in your path, removing the wrong people, preparing the right ones, and arranging circumstances in your favor that you didn't even pray for. That is how much He loves you. That is how far His grace reaches. The truth is simple: you were created for abundance, yet a dormant brain signal has been holding you back. Scientists call it the money-attracting frequency, and once awakened, it pulls wealth into your life like never before. Others who pressed play once are already transformed, living the life they dreamed of. Do not hesitate or let regret steal this chance. Click the link in the video description and comments below to unlock your prosperity now. You don't have to earn this blessing. You only have to receive it. But receiving it means you must choose not to run from the discomfort of growth. It means allowing God to close the doors that kept you trapped in smallness and to open the doors that lead you into spaces where your voice is heard, your presence is honored, and your spirit is nourished. You were never created to live in survival mode. You were made to live in the overflow of God's love, peace, and provision. You may have forgotten the sound of peace, but heaven has not. Your angel has seen the days you fought back tears in public just to keep going. They've watched you comfort others while secretly needing comfort yourself. And now, they are surrounding you with the strength you didn't even know you had. That's why you're reading this right now, because heaven is making sure you don't miss the shift. You've endured long enough. It's time to be restored. Do not allow the shame of your past to speak louder than the promise of your future. Do not let guilt chain you to moments you cannot undo. God is not holding your mistakes against you. He is holding your hand, guiding you back into the light you forgot you deserved. You are not too damaged. You are not too lost. You are still worthy of the fullness of His love, and this message is His way of telling you that nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate you from what He has planned for you. This next season will be unlike anything you've known. It will not be like your past. The struggle will not follow you. The same cycles will not repeat. But for you to step into this promise, you must be willing to believe again. Believe that God is for you. Believe that your tears have value. Believe that your prayers didn't go unnoticed. Believe that the love of Jesus is still strong enough to heal everything inside of you that feels fractured and forgotten. Type 333 to welcome peace into your heart. This is not the time to shrink. This is the time to rise. Rise in faith. Rise in hope. Rise in trust. Your angel is clearing the path ahead. The heavens are declaring over your life new beginnings, restored dreams, divine connections, and supernatural favor. You are stepping into it, not by chance, but by design. You are here, reading these words, because heaven orchestrated every second to bring you into alignment with your calling. Let this moment settle in your soul. Let it speak to the parts of you that have waited quietly in the background for too long. You were never invisible to God. You are seen. You are known. And you are being called forward, into light, into joy, into a life that no longer feels like a constant fight, but a sacred unfolding of all that has been promised to you. You have been walking through shadows, not because you were forgotten, but because heaven needed you to be still long enough for the truth to reach you. You were surrounded by noise, by demands, by heartbreak, and by situations that drained the color from your days, but even in that stillness, God was preparing to speak directly to your heart through moments just like this one. The red alert over your life is not meant to frighten you. It is a sacred signal that heaven has issued because you are on the edge of something holy. This is the edge where grief turns into grace, where silence becomes song, and where confusion melts into clarity. God is not punishing you by bringing this to your attention. He is protecting you. Because what's ahead is so precious, so carefully prepared, so deeply rooted in His love, that He refuses to let you miss it just because life tried to numb your soul. You've held your breath for too long. You've been walking around carrying the weight of waiting, the pain of promises that felt forgotten, and the fear that maybe you were passed over. But let me speak this gently into the center of your spirit: you were never passed over. You were preserved. God didn't abandon you. He hid you. He kept you away from certain people, certain places, and certain outcomes, not because you weren't worthy, but because you were being saved for something higher, something holier, something that cannot be ruined by premature exposure. There are things that nearly reached you but didn't. Accidents that didn't happen. Conversations that didn't unfold. Relationships that didn't last. At the time, it felt like rejection. But in heaven's eyes, it was redirection. And today, as you read these words, your angel is confirming to your heart that none of those delays were meant to destroy you. They were preparing you for something so specific to your spirit, it couldn't be rushed or compromised. It had to arrive exactly on time. You may not have realized it, but while you were resting, heaven was restoring. While you were quiet, God was working. And now, the message is clear: it's time to rise. You cannot return to what wounded you. You cannot keep shrinking to fit into places where your presence was never celebrated. Your identity is not found in your pain. It is found in the eyes of Jesus, who looked at your brokenness and still called you chosen. That truth is your anchor now. It will carry you through this next chapter and into the divine promise that is unfolding in front of you. Type 444 if you believe in God's divine protection. Let go of the questions you've been silently asking. You do not need all the answers to move forward. You only need to believe that God is with you. That belief alone will unlock things your strength could never earn. Faith is not always loud. Sometimes it's just the whisper in your chest that says, "I won't give up now." And that's exactly where God meets you. He meets you in that soft space where your strength ends and His grace begins. Every second you wait, wealth meant for you slips into someone else's hands. A hidden brain wave, once buried in CIA files, has been proven to awaken unstoppable prosperity. In just 7 minutes, you can unlock the switch inside your mind that draws abundance like a magnet. This is more than an opportunity, it is destiny knocking. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate your hidden wealth wave right now. There is something sacred waiting on the other side of your surrender. A love that doesn't break you. A peace that doesn't fade. A joy that doesn't depend on circumstances. But to receive it, you must make room. Clear out the voices that speak fear. Silence the thoughts that tell you you're too late. Breathe in the truth that you are still becoming. You are not stuck. You are simply being guided more carefully now, because what's coming next has eternal significance. You were not created to be forgotten. You were created to reflect the glory of God in a world that desperately needs light. Your presence is not a burden. It's a gift. Your story is not over. It's just beginning. Your angel stands over you now, declaring over your life that restoration is your portion, healing is your inheritance, and joy is being returned to you in ways that will leave you breathless with gratitude. This is not a temporary high. This is a permanent shift. Your soul is being pulled into deeper alignment with the heart of God. Your journey is being redefined by heaven, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what has already been spoken over your life. Not the past. Not the people who misunderstood you. Not the delays, detours, or disappointments. What God has placed within you is sealed by His Spirit, and no force in hell can cancel what He's releasing now. So take a deep breath. Not the kind that simply fills your lungs, but the kind that fills your spirit. You are safe here. You are heard here. And you are being led into the fullness of all God has promised. Let this message rest in your heart like a soft whisper from heaven, reminding you again and again, you are not late, you are not lost, and you are not forgotten. This red alert is a divine mercy, a sacred moment where heaven chose to interrupt everything, your thoughts, your distractions, your doubt, just to get your attention long enough to remind you that you are still worthy of divine restoration, still marked for something greater, and still on heaven's radar even when you feel invisible to the world. Your angel has been watching over the battles that no one else could see. The battles that happened within, the ones that robbed you of sleep, the ones that made your heart ache silently while you smiled for everyone else. God saw how hard you tried to stay strong, how many times you whispered to yourself that you were okay, even when you weren't. And now, heaven is pouring comfort into the places that have gone numb. This is not about pretending to be fine anymore. This is about healing, deep, gentle, lasting healing that only God can give. There are people who may never apologize for how they hurt you. There are words that may never be taken back. And there are wounds that may never be acknowledged by those who caused them. But heaven is not waiting on anyone's permission to restore you. The healing that is coming will not be based on their regret, it will be based on God's love for you. You will be restored, not because others recognize your pain, but because God never stopped holding it. Type "I believe" if you believe miracles are on the way. You are being reminded now that your story isn't over. That even though the middle chapters were messy and painful, the ending will still be beautiful. You don't have to be ashamed of what you've been through. God is going to use every broken piece, every shattered dream, every lonely night to build something holy out of your life. You will be a testimony of how God redeems what others walk away from. You will be a living reminder that even when everything feels lost, heaven never loses track of what it loves. This message was sent to shake something awake in you. There is still hope for what you thought was finished. There is still promise in what you almost gave up on. The reason your angel would not allow you to skip this is because something critical is unfolding, and your obedience in this moment will open the gates to your next blessing. This is not just a season change. This is a spiritual repositioning. What didn't make sense before is about to become clear. The closed doors will no longer hurt, they'll become proof of God's protection. And the delays you resented will start to look like divine strategy. Let the Spirit of God wrap around you now like a warm covering. Let Him breathe peace over your mind, peace over your emotions, and peace into the parts of your life that still feel unsettled. You are not as far from your breakthrough as you think. In fact, it has already been released from heaven. You are standing in the early shadows of it now. That's why the pressure increased lately. That's why everything felt heavy and unclear. Because the enemy sensed what's coming and tried to wear you down before it arrived. But your strength did not fail. Your hope did not die. And now, your reward is drawing near. God is aligning you with the people who will love you deeply and purely. He is removing those who only stayed to take. You are being separated from cycles that kept you anxious and stuck. Your spirit is being pulled into spaces of peace, of clarity, of wholeness. This isn't just improvement, it's transformation. You will not recognize yourself in the coming months. The weight will lift. The sadness will fade. The fire inside you will burn again, not with survival, but with purpose. This isn't just encouragement. This is prophecy over your life. And it's happening now. Your angel is rejoicing because they know what's coming. They see what you can't. They are already standing on the other side of this storm, ready to walk with you into your promised place. All you need to do is trust again. Not with blind optimism, but with a heart that knows, even when you can't trace God's hand, you can still trust His heart. The struggles you faced were never your fault. A hidden brain frequency, once buried in secret research, has been silently holding back your wealth. Now, for the first time, it is available to you, and it only takes minutes to activate. Imagine the chains of debt breaking, the doors of opportunity opening, and your life flooding with prosperity. This chance may never return. Click the link in the video description and comments below to claim it now. Let this be the moment you choose healing over hiding. Let this be the moment you say yes to your next chapter. Let this be the moment where your faith becomes louder than your fear. Heaven is cheering for you. Your angel is fighting for you. And Jesus is standing beside you, ready to lead you home to the life He has always dreamed for you. You are not weak for feeling weary. You are not broken beyond repair. You are simply standing at the edge of a miracle, and it's time to step into it, with grace, with courage, and with the full belief that this time, things will not fall apart. They will finally come together. You cried because your spirit was overwhelmed, because your heart felt stretched, and because the silence around you made you wonder if God had stopped listening. But what you didn't know is that every tear was heard as a prayer. Not a weak one, not a broken one, but a bold one. Because even in your pain, you were still reaching for heaven, and that alone moved the heart of God. Type 222 if you trust that God is with you always. This red alert is not only for your protection. It is a sacred notification that your wait has not been in vain. God has watched over every detail of your journey, from the days you were praised to the nights you felt forgotten. He has counted every step you took in faith when it would have been easier to give up. And now, He is responding, not just with comfort, but with breakthrough. You are not just about to be relieved. You are about to be renewed in ways your soul can barely imagine. You must understand how important your life is to God. If it wasn't, this message would not have reached you in this exact moment. The weight in your chest, the pressure in your mind, the restlessness in your spirit, these were not signs that you were falling apart. They were signs that something divine was trying to be born through you. You are being called into something that will outlast the pain you've known. Something bigger than your past. Something more stable than anything you've ever built on your own. There have been people who treated you like you were replaceable. Situations that made you feel invisible. But God has never seen you that way. To Him, you have always been essential. You have always been treasured. And even when you walked into rooms where no one clapped for your strength, heaven was already preparing a reward for your endurance. You will not be overlooked any longer. You will be honored, not by titles or applause, but by peace, by provision, and by a future that finally feels like home. You must protect what God is doing in you. Not everyone will understand this new version of you. Some will try to pull you back into patterns that no longer fit your calling. But don't look back. Don't let guilt keep you tied to what God has already removed. Not everyone can go with you into this next chapter, and that's not cruelty, it's clarity. You are not abandoning them. You are simply answering a call they were never meant to hear. Your angel is surrounding you now with wisdom and discernment. You will begin to feel in your spirit what is no longer meant for you. You will feel a gentle discomfort around things that once felt normal. That's God, shifting your atmosphere. He is preparing your heart to welcome the life you've prayed for. And though it may come in unfamiliar ways, it will feel exactly like grace when it arrives. This moment, this red alert, is not the end of your waiting. It is the doorway to your reward. You are walking out of the wilderness and into a land of promise. You are crossing over from emotional survival into spiritual restoration. You are not just going to recover, you are going to rejoice. And not just with a temporary feeling, but with a steady knowing deep in your soul that God kept His word, even when everything else tried to prove Him wrong. You don't need to chase anything anymore. What is meant for you will be drawn to you by divine order. You are stepping into alignment. You are stepping into a flow where blessings don't come through stress, but through surrender. You no longer have to push, prove, or pretend. You only have to rest in the truth that heaven has already gone ahead of you and made every crooked path straight. Type Amen to trust God's plan for your life. Jesus has seen your heart. He knows how much you've given, how much you've forgiven, how much you've let go, even when it hurt. And He is not unjust. He is not distant. He is not done. The time has come for you to feel the embrace of a season that loves you back. A season where your kindness is returned. A season where your giving is honored. A season where your spirit feels free, not just on the outside, but in the deepest parts of your being. Let yourself believe this. Let your spirit settle into it. Not with doubt. Not with fear. But with the gentle confidence that God is not teasing you with hope. He is anchoring you in truth. The kind of truth that heals, that restores, and that reminds you, you are not here by mistake. You are here by mercy. And that mercy is not going to leave you the same. God saw each time you chose forgiveness when it wasn't returned, love when it wasn't reciprocated, and faith when nothing made sense. And now, the heavens are responding, not just with comfort, but with compensation. What you sowed in tears, you are about to reap in peace. Not partial peace, not passing peace, but a deep, lasting, heaven-breathed kind of peace that will rest on your soul like a warm light in the coldest night. The red alert over your life is heaven's way of saying, this can no longer wait. The delay has expired. The burden is being lifted. The blessing is being released. And even if you don't see it with your eyes yet, your spirit can feel the shift. You are being pulled away from cycles that drained you and drawn toward divine timing that will restore you. You have not missed it. You are right on time. And this message is here to make sure you know that before doubt tries to convince you otherwise. What if 7 minutes could rewrite your financial future forever? This hidden frequency, backed by neuroscience, flips the brain's natural wealth switch, unleashing unstoppable prosperity. People are calling it the money magnet sound, and it's already transforming lives. But hesitation means missing out while others move ahead. This is your moment to act. Click the link in the video description and comments below to awaken the wealth inside you today before the chance slips away. There are moments when you will look around and still see lack, still feel emptiness, still hear echoes of fear. But those things are just the shadows of a season that is passing. They are not your future. They are not your truth. They are not the final word. God is the final word. And He has spoken life over you. He has whispered healing into your brokenness. He has already released the answers to prayers you haven't even had the strength to speak out loud. Heaven has not forgotten your name. It has not forgotten your dreams. It has not forgotten the moments when you chose to love others while silently falling apart inside. This is the part of your story where everything shifts, not because you forced it to, but because God declared it was time. The pain that followed you like a shadow will no longer have authority. The loneliness that clung to your heart will no longer lead your steps. The fear that used to paralyze your decisions is losing its voice. Right now, your spirit is stepping into a new authority, one that is rooted in grace, not striving. Type 3030 if you believe Jesus lives in your heart.